welcome to another exciting edition of Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And today we're going to be talking about all of the various sales that we've made, things you can look for. But before we get started, I wanted to say something or other out there. We'll see if you know what the heck I'm talking about. And
oh, jeez.
you probably won't because my pronunciation may not be very good. But good morning. Good morning in Norwegian. Do you know why I did that?
No.
I had a little bit of fun this past weekend taking a look, and this tells you how old I am and what passes for fun, taking a look at what's going on in our channel. And the United States is where our most views are from. United Kingdom, number 2. Number 3 would be Canada. Number 5 would be Germany. Number 4 is Norway. That's right, we are trending in Norway. So to all our Norwegian friends, we're like Cheap Trick in Japan.
Nice.
It's wonderful.
Nice. Awesome.
So some wonderful things that you can find out there, even in Norway, if you keep your eyes open. Why don't you take it away, Mr. Magazine?
All right. So how do you say Pokemon in Norwegian?
Gefilte fish?
Oh, okay. Anywho, this baffled me. I had no idea this was worth this much money. But
geometry class?
Yes, that as well. But Pokemon did some trading card action figures, and they did it about 18 years ago, I think. So they're early. These are unopened. I bought a collection.
They got to be tiny figures.
They are tiny, yeah. But you get a rare one in each pack. But this particular pack is super rare. We have some common ones that go for $50. So if you ever see anything like this, grab it. All right, so $670. I paid $20, I think.
And when did that come out, roughly?
About 15, 18 years ago. So it's early Pokemon, right?
Early
mid-2000s.
Yep. Yeah. Wow.
All right. So moving on to number 2. Another one. This is the blue Groundbreaker Skydive set, $650. So this one's for a little less, but still crazy money. And like I said, we do have some common ones.
There's only
for
2
$50
figures in there.
4 figures.
Oh, 4 figures.
Four.
Okay.
But I think there's one rare one per pack. So I don't know if the rare one's the money maker or the whole package in general. We only had one of each of these versions, and all the other versions we had like 10.
Oh,
so
okay.
Maybe it's a one per case type of thing, but definitely jump on any of them if you see them.
Wow.
All right, next here we go. This is pretty cool. I bought this from a regular customer of mine. I think his mother gave it to him, and it's about the 100-year-old Mahjong game set, right? Is that what you would call it?
Mahjong, yeah.
Mahjong, yep. And it's got instructions. There's a ton of sticks underneath it. I don't know the first thing about it, but I guess the sticks were a big deal because they're made out of bamboo and stuff like that. So, hit a bunch of lookers on this thing, 3 bids, but they sold for $5.25.
Now, how did you know it was 1922? Is that what the booklet said?
The booklet did say that. So, and it was all a package. It all came together, and he had it for decades.
Wow,
very cool. Here's another shocker. If you're into drinking coffee like my wife, this is a rare Dunkin' Donuts insert card from 1999.
Inserted into what? The coffee?
No, it should have been, but the packs of cards. This is an Iverson. It's not even his rookie, and this went for $130. Commons go for like $25. So I don't know who else is in the set, but if you got Kobe or Jordan, I mean, they got to be $1,000 cards easily. Wow. So this was crazy. We had another common guy, and it went for like $20, I think. So very cool looking card,
Yeah.
So next we have the fantastic Echoplex Echo Chamber tape delay effects machine.
Oh, yeah. Don't we use that on our channel?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Channel.
A customer came in with this, and I didn't know the first thing about it, and he said, they go for a few $100. So I said, does it work? He goes, it powers up. I go, well, does it work? He goes, I don't know. So I end up getting it for $50 as is. Mm-hmm. So an employee of mine plays the guitar, and I think it was Christmas weekend. He goes, let me take it home, see if I can get it working. So he cleaned it up, came back and said, it doesn't work, but it powers up. He goes, the motor runs, but the motor doesn't run effectively, efficient, whatever the case may be, but there's some issues, something's wrong with it. So we listed it as such, and it still went for $562. Wow. And he told me not to pay more than $50 for it, so
nice.
But it was a bargain at twice the price. All right, next up, Michael Jordan's Always Hot. This was another shocking one. This was a regular card out of a Fleer metal set from the 90s. $5-10 in a price guide, went for $90, and I'm thinking just maybe because it's mint condition and the foil cards are hard to get in mint high grade, so someone was probably looking to get this graded, and maybe it's worth $500 graded, who knows? But yeah, crazy. But there you have it. I think that's all I got for you. Was that enough?
I got to bring up about 45 more to add up to any one of those sales. Well, actually, I might be able to top this with 35 of my sales.
Nice.
What's the drinking age in New York State?
21.
There you go. No minors drinking. Niagara County Liquor Dealers Association fine. There will be, if you click on here, there will be a fine of $10 if you serve somebody under age 18.
It seems to be worth it nowadays.
Yeah, what will $10 even get you now?
And you don't lose your license. It doesn't say anything about losing your license either.
No, you would have to pay a $10 fine.
Nice.
It was just one of those interesting little things that was in a box lot somewhere or other that I found. Was unable to date it except just with the $10 fine. I didn't even try to date it. I'm thinking it's probably 40s or 50s from the feel of the paper and all that kind of thing. Just kind of listed it, and interestingly, it sold. In my expectations, it probably sold to somebody with a basement bar. A lot of people do have the bars in the basement.
Sure.
Probably got a good laugh out of it. I don't even believe they lived in Niagara County, which is kind of surprising to me. But they probably got that, and they're sticking up in their bar, and their friends are coming by, and they're all having a good laugh about that. And, oh my gosh, can you believe that? So that's kind of interesting. Which we're going to jump ahead a little bit over here, keeping with the theme. They also probably somebody else bought it, but a stamp for special tax retail liquor dealer. And this was kind of an interesting one because I had gone to a physical auction about a year and a half ago. I used to go to this gentleman's auctions regularly. This was an on-site one, and I actually did go to this. Went through it, and one lot of very good paper. But the problem was we were underneath the tent in the middle of winter and all huddled together when you could be huddled together. And he would say, what do we got here? Box of paper. Does me a lot of good since he had a bunch of different boxes of paper. So luckily I had gone through the box fairly well, so I kind of knew what was in there. So he just had him lift the first 3 or 4 things out of him. One of the things he said triggered that, oh, that's something good. So I bid on it at $25 for the box, and it had a lot of good paper from the 1800s.
Right.
Somebody else was bidding on it at $30. I mean, jumping up and down, doing jumping jacks, waving the card, yelling, yeah. And for whatever reason, the auctioneer did not see them, did not take their bid, and I won it at $25.
Nice.
And I think I may have told the story before. The guy came up to me and goes, "You're going home now to count your money?" About after I won it. And I felt bad for the guy because he literally was trying to bid, but I'm not going to go, "Excuse me, that guy over there is trying to outbid me."
Yeah, right.
So I don't know what happened. Perhaps there was some history between them. I have no idea, but this was in there, and I did well. And if the gentleman that I outbid is watching us, sorry. Next thing I'm bringing up because I lost money on it. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. But I learned a lot in the meantime when I bought it. They had these at a sale, and have you ever had these before?
How big are they? Are they small? I think
They're small.
Have
Well,
had them, yes.
and I don't know the exact size from memory, but we'll say these are
4 inches.
4
right?
inches.
Yeah.
There's about a 6-inch size that goes on your dashboard. The 6-inch size, had I bought that, I would have done okay and made some money on. These are the 4-inch size that go on top of cakes. I paid a price that I could make money on the 6-inch size, not realizing there were 4 and 6-inch sizes. They look very, very similar. And I was on the phone at an estate sale, and I saw the price they wanted, and I talked to them and was able to get 4 of them different, not the whole set, 2 Pauls and one of 2 other people. I was able to get them for less than what they wanted on them. Thought I did well. I think I paid $40 a piece, something like that. I took an offer on this of actually I put it on sale and it sold for like 60s, 55, something like that. So by everything said and done, I didn't make any money on it. I'm going to be lucky to break even on the deal. Luckily, there was something else in the estate sale that I made some good money on, so overall I didn't lose money on the sale. But sometimes you do the research, you overlook something simple like that. And it is difficult on the phone, obviously, to do all the research. It happens. So if you've purchased something or other and you don't make money on it, it does happen. But, and this is one thing that I took out of this, I made a poor investment.
Right.
I lost a couple of dollars. I got almost all my money back.
Yeah.
So that's the nice thing about this business. You invest in a bad stock, you might have nothing left over. I at least was able to salvage something out of the deal. So the downside of this is a lot lower than other types of investing, other types of deals. So don't feel bad if you lose money. It does happen sometime. I've been doing this forever and I lost money. Did not lose money on the next thing though. Ching Chong sheet music. I sent this to a friend of mine, and he said, what kind of music do they play in an opium den? And I said, does it really matter? I don't think anybody's paying a lot of attention.
Exactly.
This is one of those things I was very happy to sell because that could be construed as racist. And eBay did do the crackdown on the African-American stuff. And they purchased this, and I was very happy to have it sell. I believe they offered me $12 on it. It was on sale for $15.96. They offered me $12. I got rid of it because you never know if eBay might do a crackdown. But you want to hear the funny thing about it? It was sold to a Taiwanese, either museum, restaurant, something like that. It had the word Taiwan in it out in California. So they were probably buying it, or I'm certain they were buying it for the historical portion of it. So when eBay does crack down on these things, yes, they are not with the norms of today, yet I sold it to a Taiwanese restaurant, museum, whatever. They wanted to save the culture the way that the things were in 1917. I implore eBay not to cut down or cut out these parts of our history because people do buy them. And as I said, it did sell to some Taiwanese. So it's kind of interesting on that there that they would choose to buy it. Speaking of Norwegian, another language I don't speak is German. Die Radende Hern Jesu. Sure, it's as good as anything else I can say.
Yep.
I think I took an offer of $100, $90 on it, something rather like this. But the nice thing about it is, and you're going to hear us say this a lot of times in various videos, I didn't buy this. And by that I mean I did not at some point say, I need that. Let me pay money for that. It came as part of another deal. And I bring this up because as people that watch our BOLO videos know, I sell a lot of things with international foreign language magazines. And I had put a bunch of German language magazines up, and sure enough, this ends up getting an offer on it. I really doubt that it would have gotten an offer or sold if I weren't listing a lot of German language things. I mean, it was 1840s. It's valuable. I did a lot of research on it to get a price on it, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure the person that bought it got a good deal because they actually were not in bad shape by any means whatsoever, especially not for being almost 200 years old. But just a nice thing that I like to move, especially because I didn't buy it. So that's found money, basically. Next thing we have over here. Now, this is another interesting item.
Wow.
Kind of ties into something or other we're going to be showing at some time in the future on the channel because it sort of ties into a recent purchase that you made.
True.
I bought this at Heritage in a lot, 7 different pieces. I did not pay that much for the entire lot. So you can occasionally pick up good deals at Heritage. That was one of the good deals that I picked up. It truly is original art. They drew it for whatever, some promotion that they were doing over with the Disney characters on it. Kind of trying to move my business a little bit into having a few of these nicer items there. Now, if you buy from Heritage, you buy from one of the higher end auctions, very rarely are you getting anything cheap. I will tell you that. But to kind of give a little bit of a foreshadowing of a future video, why don't you really quickly give a quick synopsis of what you bought this past week?
We counted out roughly 100 of them, and they were cells and some original art of Disney superhero, cells they were for puzzles. So they're the original, cells and sheets that they made up of puzzles of, Donald, Mickey. There's a couple superhero ones in there. Very cool stuff. Yeah.
Yep. And
they had the sets like where you have to each sheet makes up the one page and
the
so
various
forth.
color separation guides and all that kind of thing. Yep. And what was the first thing I told you, well, there were a couple of things I told you when we got out in the car. What was the first thing that I told you?
That if I didn't buy them, you were going to?
Which as prior videos have shown, and as soon as I say that, you're buying them.
Yep.
From some, I got to learn to keep my mouth shut.
Yep. You can't do that.
No. And the other thing was, what was the other thing I said when I told you that I thought you got a really good deal?
Were you talking about a specific piece or
Just in general, I said,
because all the pieces?
just the whole deal. I remember I said to you, as you were looking through the stuff, I asked myself, what would those be going for at Heritage?
Right.
And because I had just recently sold this, it was in my mind as well. So if you are a Disney collector, Mr. Magazine will be putting up a lot of really, really neat items sometime soon, all Disney themed. So keep your eyes open for that. Some really neat stuff on there. Next thing we have over here. Do you need a suit?
Not yet.
I believe it was from the 1930s, and I believe, I can't see there on there, but I believe a suit was $7.50. And what this literally was it would go on the counter of the suit store
Right.
and would have swatches of the material with the different colors available and all that. And you
Sure.
go through, I like this one over here, and they would write down the stock number in the back and all that kind of thing. I took $37 on it. I got 5 times for just a sampler. I could have gotten 5 suits for that if I go back in time.
True.
And I've seen the way you dress sometimes. Looks like you're still wearing those suits from back then.
Yes.
But no, just kind of one of those interesting oddball little items. I had no idea what to price it at. Nobody else sells this kind of thing. It came in a box lot at an auction, and it was sitting there. And I said, I don't know what to charge on it.
Right.
And a lot of people probably wouldn't even have sold it. Some of you probably have these sitting somewhere. Now you got a starting price. It sold for $37. Now you kind of have somewhere to start at. So good luck to you. Next thing over here is kind of interesting, and I took a little less. Very little less. I think I took 28 on it. Nice magazine. Got Snow White in it. Tuberculosis is another one of those. Believe it or not, there are people out there to collect tuberculosis things.
Oh.
If you have tuberculosis, put that in your list. Well, if you have it, get checked out.
Right.
But if you have
True.
something that has tuberculosis in it, put it in the listing because there are people out there to collect it. It's one of those oddball diseases that for whatever reason a lot of people collect. So the person had made me an offer on this of $20 a while ago, and I turned it down. I put my items on sale. They offered me $15. I emailed them and said, I turned down a $20 offer a month ago. I'm not going to sell it for $15 now. I'm sorry.
Right.
So they emailed back and said, what's the best you could do? So what I did is I used Terapeak. None of them have sold in the past year. Then I checked in what was listed. There was one listed for $32 and 2 listed at $50. I said, I could do $28. Best I can do. There are 3 more of them on
Yep.
eBay. They're $32 and $50. I said, you're buying from someone with over 50,000 positives. You know I'm going to stand behind the item. I can't do any better than 28. And they went and they bought it. So did I give them a break? I gave them a break, a little bit of a break. Happy to have it move on out. It's going to go to a good home because if they're continually making offers on it, they obviously
Right.
want it.
Yep.
So it's going to go to a good home. I made money on the deal, but I wasn't afraid to take a look at what else was on there and tell them why my offer was a good offer. And they accepted it, and that's good. Last thing we have over here, and it's kind of a neat item.
Cool.
You don't usually see these silent movie magazines, and this actually was sent out to the various theaters that would show the silent movies.
Yeah.
And they could take a look through them and choose what they wanted. This movie sounds good. I want to get this movie, show
Right.
this movie, that sort of thing.
Very cool.
Hard to find. I took an offer of $100 on it. But here's the interesting thing. I went through it. Obviously I'm going to put the date down. I'm going to put the name of the magazine down. It is a silent movies exhibitor's guide, etc. It had a lot of ads in it. And as I was going through, and I took a lot of pictures. I probably had 8, 10, 12 pictures up of it. One of the nice things about eBay is when you are listing, it tells you how many characters you have left in your title.
Right.
Pay attention to that. And I'm going to tell you why to pay attention to that. I had 3 characters left. I said, it has an ad in it for The Wizard of Oz. Oz is 2 characters. I put Oz in. Guess what two letters were part of the ID of the person that bought it. Oz. Most people probably would not have sneaked Oz into it. I was able to do so. The person obviously searched on it, found it, got something rare for their collection. I'm very happy for them. I made money on it. I'm even happier for me.
Sure.
But that's where keywords are very important. And if you've got extra keywords, put something into it. And occasionally, if you go through my listings, occasionally you'll run into something that's got a lot of room left over. Very rarely. And those are those few cases where I'm looking at it and going, what more can I possibly say? It's just pretty self-explanatory. Am I going to say red? I mean, what exactly? Red paper, neat, LQQK. But when you've got a lot of things in there, it really is an art form. And probably at some point we're going to do a video telling you how to, what keywords to put, where to put what keywords, because there is definitely an art form to it. And again, this sale got made because I was able to put the word Oz into it. And can't argue with that. I paid under $100 for the pile of magazines that I picked up. So I basically broke even after expenses on this one magazine. I've got 8, 10 other magazines left over to make my money on.
Nice.
Probably still be lingering in the store had I not put the word Oz in there.
Definitely.
So hopefully that helps you some. Hopefully you're entertained. Do subscribe. If you could hit the like button, really appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. Any comments you have. Love to hear about the things that you found. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.